Last question here. Okay, here. This is a good one, I think. Immortal Sandwich, right, which is a great name. Thank you, as always, for your support. You've mentioned in the past that you were not happy with how Munch's Oddysee turned out. Yeah. The issues with EA are well documented. But I'd like to know what it is that you wanted to see from the game that did not wind up in the game. What was your original vision for Munch's Oddysee that was never realized?
Okay, two things. First of all, it was Microsoft, not EA.
You Munch's son Oddysee. Of a bitch. Immortal Sandwich, you get out of here!
Yeah, and then we'll go to Fingers Clap maybe. So it was Microsoft, and my disappointment. Microsoft actually did a great job.
Yeah.
They screwed up Europe in pricing, and you didn't sell Xboxes there, and that was 60% of our audience. But that was a European division that just made some bad calls, you know? And that's why one of the reasons they canceled Xbox so fast and went for 360 faster, because what was the installed base of Europe? I think there was like 2.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No,
so, but they actually did a great job of releasing all that. We were up against a couple things. A, we would be classified as a casual game. And then B, the system was $499. So you didn't necessarily have our audience buying the game, buying the box right away. So that was a little complicated, but they did a great job marketing. They really, like, Microsoft was actually a great partner. And but Munch's Oddysee, what was I just happy about? That comes back on myself. So I'm not projecting this on any publisher or anyone doing bad. On myself, the enormous learning lesson was that I was still trying to put too much into games. I was still I was in a place where along with my partner, we're going around. We got to keep games getting funded. Now we got a studio that's running, almost $1 million a month, and that's people with families.
Yeah.
And so, for 11 years, I'm keeping those people employed. And I learned a lot. I grew up a lot having that responsibility, and gained a lot of human empathy, even for people I didn't like. Just because you realize how important you are in their lives, whether you like them or not, and that makes you grow up a little like a parent. And I never had kids, so I needed some growing up to do. But Munch's Oddysee, what I was doing was I was still like trying to make that big idea that publishers would support with lots of money, and it felt like you could never quite have that idea big enough. But there was an interesting documentary that was made. It was called Inside the Xbox. And I think it was a G4 episode, and they interviewed Ed Fries and they interviewed different people from Microsoft about the whole launch of the Xbox. And one of the things Ed said, because it showed me pitching him Stranger, and then he gave some commentary after it. And he said, Lorne's problem is he's got too many ideas. He's got too many.
Kevin's yelling at me. What's Kevin?
Do you guys want anything to drink?
Oh, do you want anything special to drink?
Just a little more water would be great.
No, I mean for lunch.
Water's fine.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
thanks, Kevin, for interrupting the story about Ed Fries. Jeez.
Yeah, I'll take some of that.
I'm kidding. I love you,
Some
Kevin.
of that moonshine you guys got cooking out there. Jesus,
we're a bourbon factory here.
Post some photos of that.
We'll totally put it. You're welcome to hit up the bourbon. Don't worry about that.
So Munch, the big lesson is less is more, focus on less. Don't try to put too many things in the game. And the fact is, I'd only built 2 games by that time.
Yeah.
So this was my 3rd game. Thank you. And in building that 3rd game, I was still putting way too many features in.
Sure.
And I also wasn't necessarily assessing the abilities of the team as much as, and I don't mean any disrespect in that. I mean, honestly, this is what you need to do. What is my team really capable of? What are we strong at? What are we not? I was not doing enough of that, and I was doing more. No, I want the game. I was being more of a film auteur, And so the real lessons were I was trying to get too many things, and as a result, you compromise.
Gotcha.
Like what I tell game designers today is focus on that one great thing. And I remember Charles Bloom, who was the lead programmer on Stranger's Wrath, who's brilliant guy, great programmer. He used to tell me, he'd go, just focus on one thing and do it great. And I'd be like, I can do it. Let's put it all, let's put it all in there. And so that's the huge lesson. And the disappointment is in that I didn't understand that at that time. I think I was too insecure about, we need to raise $11 million to make this game happen, and I need to keep these people fed, and we need to keep the brand alive. It needs to be huge, and it needs to be great, and it needs to be really different. But really, I was still honestly learning about how to become a disciplined game designer.
Gotcha. Well, there you go.
So there you go.